either of you can speak to this, but are there any real challenges to trying to cook more locally? Things that you've tricks that you've learned that have helped you work around more kind of local foods?
It's because the farms around here is very small. It's not like a huge farm like in California.
Yeah.
So their produce is not a large quantity enough for put as menu. We does a lot of specials, and then okay, this farm has this week has this produce. We can use as special, but we cannot put in the menu. That's really challenging for us.
Yeah.
And also, just for example, our salad was coming from the very local, just like 10 minutes away from here, Highway 13, and they're out of business in New Year's Day. Now we are having a hard time finding this salad place to give us some nice salad.
Yeah.
So that's really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, the greens we were getting from that company were amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it's almost impossible now unless another company opens up. And that's probably the biggest issue is in the winter in New York, unfortunately, unless you have a really nice greenhouse, you're stuck to using winter squashes and root vegetables. And again, as far as mass quantities, it's kind of tough because certain farms only have a certain amount, and we're finding that we're almost buying these farms out of certain products because of how much we're going through.
Right. So it seems like as a restaurant, it's even more difficult than a consumer to use local produce. Have you guys feel like you've developed relationships with the local farmers in a way that you didn't when you maybe worked at restaurants where it was coming in on a big truck? That
For sure. I mean, we actually have. Yesterday, I had a farmer stop by with locally grown potatoes and butternut squash. And I mean, I get to converse with the farmer, and they get to see where their product's actually going. So it's pretty neat, like hand-in-hand cooperation that we have going on.
Can I just follow up real quick? Why did that farm go out of business if you guys were buying up almost all their product and they were one of the only ones around?
He was a good businessman, I found, because
he wasn't charging you enough.
That also. Actually, that's one of the problem because many small farms has to sell their produce as a retail price.
I see.
They can sell as a whole food price, and then their greenhouse they built too small. They should be built a little bit bigger. Building that is very expensive, but they put too small that cannot make any profit out of it, but too expensive to build.
So maybe things like this will start to establish more demand, and then at some point people will come in and meet the demand.
If his facility was larger, we would still be buying produce from him, but we were buying it out, and he couldn't meet the demand.
Wow.